What's up, guys? Been a minute since I made a video since MEPS. I'm gonna come on here to talk about, let me get a water. It's one of my favorite waters to drink, to share it with you guys right here, Monster Tour water. I get it at Dollar Tree. But anyways, I came to talk on here about how your dispatcher can make or break your situation here at Helwig. All the dispatchers have potential. All of them run a little differently. I personally thoroughly enjoy, I'm moving stuff, so don't mind me, but I am talking. I very much enjoy Calvin. My dispatcher runs me as effectively as possible, and because he does that, I don't mind helping out the team. If they need me to repower a load, if they need me, which I'm currently on a reset because recaps are horrible right now, but I'm currently at the yard anyway. Here, I'll actually show you. Pause the video. I'm currently at the yard. That's the recruiting building, dispatch, safety, I believe payroll. That's where the driver's lounge is over here. I mean, it's much bigger, but got a truck blocking me. The shop's right there. They got bays in the back too. And more trucks that way. Anyways, guys, your dispatcher can make or break you, but it's not always one-sided. Always remember to communicate with your dispatcher, and if the problem is not resolving itself, if they're not willing to work with you, make sure you get Terry, somebody involved higher up. They're going to go over the chain of command and orientation. Make sure you follow it, because if you get Terry involved, shit's about to hit the fan. And Terry's a nice guy, but if he's mad, he can be scary. And that's coming from a 29-year-old grown man. I've heard some stories, and I've kind of heard little bits and pieces of Terry going off because people were being disrespected or mistreated, and Terry don't tolerate that here, especially to his drivers. Terry is about the drivers. Terry is about family-oriented company. I love Helwig. I do. A lot of the bad things you will hear about Helwig are from people who fail to communicate. They fail to report what's going on. They keep having the same issues but don't try to take the next step to resolve it. So always make sure you're communicating here at Helwig. But back to the purpose of this video. Your dispatcher can make or break your situation. Calvin runs me very effectively. There's stories among other drivers of other dispatchers. I can't speak for them because there's two truths to every side, or two sides to every story, or whatever. I love it here. I have never found more of a better company than Helwig. Sure, there's companies out there that pay 70 cents a mile, 65 cents per mile. But the funny thing is, I have been to those types of companies where I was making that. Daniel's Trucking International was one. And you gotta, my eyes, I'm watching everybody. Daniel's Trucking had me making 70 cents per mile, and then they dropped it down to 65. Apparently the company was losing money, which I feel is illegal, but whatever. I'm making the same amount I make here that I made there at 55 cents per mile. Yes, Helwig is only OTR. But I've never had problems with Calvin. Calvin, I got family stuff going on, doctor's appointments, court, whatever. I have to be there. Calvin's like, no big deal. Tell me when. Give me as much of a notice as possible. We'll route you in. Calvin will usually have me sometimes 2 or 3 pre-plans deep. And then if something doesn't work out, Calvin takes it off of me and reworks it. Like, me and Calvin communicate. Communication is key here at Helwig. I request, well, before I hop to that step, when I need to get a washout, I'll call the Blue Beacon because it's different prices everywhere. How much is a standard washout? I'll get the money price. I'll put it in the Qualcomm, how much I need. They send it to me. I go ahead and write out the check. So by the time I'm there, I pull in, hand them the check, they type in their little computer, it's done. Instead of waiting until I'm there, how much is it? Coming out here requesting the money, holding up the line, holding up myself. I am being effective. With Calvin, I estimate, because I use Smart Truck Route 2 on Google, on Play Store. They give you a 3-day free trial, and it's like $15 a month. But I use Smart Truck Route 2, so it tells me in 8 hours, if everything goes well, I should be here. And I can kind of differentiate where I'm going to be at. So I could tell Calvin, hey, I got enough hours to run this load all the way in tonight. They'll unload me in the morning rather than tomorrow evening or the next day. You know, this is what I'm doing. Calvin's like, all right, cool, no big deal. And this was one I actually ran up to New York State, I believe it was. Yeah, it was New York State. I don't remember the city, though. It wasn't New York City. But he already had a pre-plan on me before I was even halfway there. And he had another pre-plan right behind that. It kept me moving, kept me rolling, being effective. But if you have a dispatcher that, I don't know, it's always micromanaging you, which they're in every company at some point in time. I mean, I don't know the truth of it here, if it even is here. But what I will say is make sure, to the best of your ability, you're doing your job effectively. And if you and your dispatcher are having issues, try to talk it out first. Try to resolve it first. If it will not resolve and you and the dispatcher can't resolve it, you take it to a higher chain of authority. Communication is key. But always try to make sure you're doing your job correctly first. Make sure you're not at fault. And if for some reason you are at fault, explain why. I was late to this load because of X, Y, and Z. This is what's going on, blah, 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 blah. You know, actually, don't make excuses, but give the factual reasons thereof. And this goes for everything. So I'm going to hop off the dispatcher subject and go to communication. Here at Helwig, communication is key. Talking, making sure everyone's updated. If you're slowed down because of weather, let somebody know. If there's construction, let somebody know. I was stuck in construction in Jersey for 2 hours straight. Stop and go traffic, stop and go traffic, stop and go traffic. And I told Calvin, hey, I'm going to be late. He goes, well, the appointment ain't for 1500. You should make it. Just let me know if anything changes, though. All right. Lo and behold, I'm still in traffic. I don't think I got there till like 7 o'clock, 1900. Because traffic was so horrible. I think the railroad strike was going on there, or it still is. Nevertheless, this is... Ow. These are some tips I have to give you. Communicate. Because everyone's different. Not everyone's going to get along with their dispatchers as well as I am. I've gotten along with every dispatcher I've ever had, minus Prime. Me and my dispatcher there kind of clashed it out a lot for reasons of my own, whether being prideful or immature. Don't really know there. But I've grown a lot in this industry. I love trucking. I love Helwig. And I'll tell you firsthand that Helwig has been some of the best money I've ever made. I have sat here and made more money here than I did consistently at 70 cents per mile going coast to coast. From Oregon to Florida, from Florida to Cali, Cali to New York down to Texas, Texas to Maine. With Daniels, I was all over the place. And I still did not make as much money as I made here at Helwig. Now my dispatcher over there, Costa, I loved him to death. He was from Ukraine, but I loved Costa. Me and him were actually friends on Facebook. Costa was awesome. You know, he did his job very well. And Calvin does his job very well. So, I will say this. If you have problems with your dispatcher and you just absolutely cannot resolve the issue, whatever it may be, and you've took it to Terry, and you've did everything you could, try switching dispatchers if you can. I believe there's a woman named Kim you could talk to that you have to talk to about it. I'm not sure where she's located in that building, but that's what I was told. I have no reason to switch dispatchers. I love Calvin very much. He's awesome. Every time I see him, it's always a good laugh going on. He has, I believe, 28 years experience. Very happy Helwig has him. Scott in safety used to be in his position. But enough about all that. These are just some tips that I have picked up along the way to tell new drivers. If you want to come to Helwig and you want a company that appreciates you and that will value your opinion, that will value you as a driver, you're not just a number here. And I know we've all, as drivers, have heard that same bullshit before. We've all been told you're family, but here at Helwig it actually feels like it. Now, don't be whining and crying because you're offended or all that bullshit, because remember, this is Texas. Texas don't give a fuck at all. This is Texas. But legitimate and serious issues, try to resolve them. And if you can't resolve them, take them up to higher management. Because Terry isn't going to sit here and deal with employees that are going to mistreat his drivers. Terry is a very good man. Terry has actually called one of my drivers that I'm friends with that was freaking out and sat there and talked to her on the phone. Terry is a very kind man, but he's also a very serious man. Everyone here at Helwig is very family oriented. I go in and see RC. I go in and see Calvin. I'll go in and see the recruiters. Sometimes I'll go in the shop. I mean, I'm all over the place when I'm here. I'll talk to the new people in orientation. So if you catch me at orientation, I'll have a hat on, I'll have my brown jacket on, I might have this shirt on. You'll know my face. And Steve Perry knows me too. But if you want to come to Helwig and you want a company that values you, and I apologize for jumping all over the place, but if you want a company that values you, I recommend that you come to Helwig. I recommend that you give it at least 6 months here. Give it 3 months even. Like, I challenge you to come for 3 months if you're on the edge about coming. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. I'm going to tell you the truth like it is. There's good and bad everywhere you go. It's all a matter of how you handle it. I love it here. I've had more positives here, a lot more positives than I could ever say negative. I mean, I can't really think of too much negative, really. Nothing off the top of my head. Prime, I can list things. National, I can list things. Daniels, I can list things. I've been here for, let's see, February, March, April, May. Going on 4 months now. Still haven't found nothing bad. And usually by 2 weeks in, I've already figured out all the bullshit. But if you want a company that will value you, if you want a company that's going to love you, if you want a company that's going to appreciate you, make sure you follow my tips and advice. If you're having issues, communicate about it. Also, try to be on time for your loads if possible. If you're late for any reason, communicate that as well. Call in, get the price of the blue beacon, get the check going, be out the door. Keep yourself moving very effectively. Anyways, I'm going to end this video because I have tried to do that 2 or 3 times now, and I keep thinking of more things to talk about, which I need to save for other videos. But anyways, if you want a company that wants to value you, that actually pays good, I know 55 cents per mile sounds scary, but I promise you I've made more money than I've made at Daniels. I've made more money than I made as a lease operator at National or Prime. Come to Helwig, give it 3 months, give it 6 months. Look, at the bare minimum, try for 3 months. And if you're not happy, I would be shocked. But give it 3 months try. They're getting new trucks in. There are, I think this class was like 17 people, and I think 2 weeks ago it was like 35. So a lot of people are getting interested. Spots are filling up quickly. People are starting to learn that this is a good company. Enjoy orientation, ask questions, learn. But if you have any questions that I haven't covered yet, that I haven't thought about covering, reach out to me, call me, or text me. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable calling, text me. If you call me and I don't pick up, text me right after. My name is Brandon Davis. My phone number is 434-851-3739. I'm going to leave my info in the description below. But I recommend that you try to come here at least. Recruiting number is 469-474-2145. I will do this right here like usual, so you can pause the video, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do. My truck number is 3244 So if you come here and my videos have helped you in any way, shape, or form, I ask that you use me as a driver referral. But anyways, I bid you a further ado. I've been talking and rambling for 15 minutes straight. I've had a long day. I'm about to get some sleep. So I hope y'all comment, ask questions, message me, whatever you guys need to do, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.